All right, another NASA live stream, and today Jake Stine has been kind enough to join us from Raton, New Mexico. He's there for the U.S. National Small Ball Championships, which is also the Lapua Monarch Cup. And Jake, now at the same time, we have chat live and open. So if you have questions and comments for Jake, you can ask them. Feel free. Jake, I'm going to ask you a few questions about how you got started in silhouette. Not everybody is going to know who you are, probably.
Yes, sir.
Jake is sort of the leading edge of this new batch of silhouette shooters, young shooters who are moving up through the ranks. Jake really is shooting at the highest level of the sport right now. First question from me, Jake, is going to be, how long have you been shooting silhouette? What got you into shooting silhouette? And always I ask people why they choose silhouette versus other sports.
Well, I've been shooting silhouette for about 6 years now. I think coming on 7. And what got me into the sport was my granddad had brought me to a silhouette range when I was about 12 years old to just go out there and shoot and have fun. Well, after a couple of years of shooting, I just really learned that I love the sport. So I started to take it more serious and practice, and just became more of a bigger thing for me. And that's really kind of where I chose the sport more, because I just learned to love it so much. I'd never done any kind of shooting sport or anything, and I'd never been real great at any other athletic sports or anything like that. So that's really how I got started in it.
All right. Which types of silhouette do you shoot? We're a whole world of silhouette. Silhouette is not just one type of rifle or one type of target set. You know, there's different sizes for the different rifles. What types of silhouette do you shoot?
I mostly shoot the small bore scope silhouette, but I also shoot high power scope silhouette and lever action silhouette, and I have shot a couple matches in air rifle silhouette.
So you're one of these guys we got to look out for an air rifle now too. Now, explain to the folks where you are today and the significance of what you're doing. Now, for those of you that don't know, Jake is actually tied for the lead in the Lapua Monarch Cup. So why don't you explain to people, some people will know what it is, some people won't know what it is. Let's explain that a little bit for folks.
So what the Lapua Monarch Cup is a 3-country competition for the whole North American continent between Canada, the United States, and Mexico. They have matches this year planned in. They had the one in Cranbrook, British Columbia, in Canada. Then they have the U.S. Nationals here in Raton, New Mexico, where I'm sitting today. And then they'll have another match in Saltillo, Mexico, at a range that's owned by my good friend Pepe, and I believe we'll start Monday here, and they'll begin with the U.S. Nationals then, and that'll be the second part of the Lapua Monarch Cup.
Now, that Lapua Monarch Cup, when you're shooting in the small bore standard rifle, each of those events are, I believe, 120 round,
Yes.
3 matches. So it's not like it's a one-day thing. It's over a course of time. So you don't have to just stay consistent for a match. You have to stay consistent over 2 days or 3 days, depending on the location.
Yes, sir.
Um, how often do you train?
Well, for where I live, it's pretty much as often as I can because the wind conditions there are so dramatically different each day that maybe I'll get to practice once a week, or maybe I'll get to practice 3 or 4 times a week. But usually, every time that me and my family get a chance to practice, we will, just because of how um, rare the chance could be.
What is your home base, Jake?
My home base is, well, my home range is Hobbs, New Mexico. It's uh, High Lonesome Silhouette Club in Hobbs, New Mexico.
So you're not too far from home right now,
No, sir. I
compared to
think.
being in Canada or being in Mexico.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're about uh, maybe a 6, 7 hour drive from home right now.
Now, for all those folks like me who weren't in Canada, what were the conditions like shooting up there?
Conditions up in Canada were beautiful. It was 60, 70-degree weather, hardly any wind at all. Mirage was great. Nothing really to affect how the bullets moved or fired or anything. It's just it was a beautiful range. I have to mention that because I've never honestly seen a range that beautiful before. But conditions were great and shooting was fun, and the Marshes ran a great match, and is if you can make it, it's something you really ought to do because it was a really enjoyable time.
And I just want to let people know that the range he's talking about is Bull River Shooters in Fort Steele, British Columbia. Um, hopefully, they will also have a version of the Monarch Cup next year, and maybe some more of us can get up there into Canada. All right. This is a question, and I'm starting to work with a couple of junior shooters. They're not up to your level yet. Someday they'll probably will be.
Yes.
Can you explain how often you train, and maybe how many rounds you go through, or what type of training if it's not live fire? Um, everybody wants to know how you do it, basically. I
Yes.
tell people you just got to train every day. But if you could, you're a way better shooter than I am. So if you can explain and expand on that, it would be great.
Yes. Well, first of all, I would say probably if you want to train every day, that's something you definitely can do. You take the risk of maybe wearing yourself out or burning yourself out by doing that. But I would say more of the quality of practice you do is um, going to help you more. Like, see, what me and my dad do, we'll go out there maybe once, twice a week, and we'll shoot a 40-round match. And if we're shooting really good or if it's really nice conditions, we'll probably shoot another 40-round match. And then during the week, whenever I'm just bored or not have time to do something, I'll pick up my gun, and we have targets set out through our kitchen window where I will dry fire at the targets, and that'll help with things like trigger control and being able to follow through in the scope and just really basically get to know your gun, because that's one of the biggest things in this sport is being able to know your gun and know how it reacts to what you do and how you react to it and how it feels to you.
Yeah, that is a big thing, is how the gun fits, how the gun feels. It's each gun is a very personal, to each shooter. I'm going to ask you some questions about what Raton is like right now.
Yes.
I know it's still early. You still have another 2 days before things get rolling. What's it like up there? How busy is it?
As of right now, it's not too terribly busy, and as the week goes on, it'll uh, get more busy where people start to show up here. But right now, it's um, not too crowded. I'm able to sit here at the small bore range and not have too many people um, at the firing line shooting right now. It's the weather conditions right now are really nice. We're not having too high winds or anything. Uh, Mid to high 80s, maybe even up to the 90s usually. It's just really nice, enjoyable weather. Nothing too harsh for silhouette shooting.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite places to shoot. Um, the weather can be mostly perfect, and then all of a sudden you get tumbleweeds blowing through and you get a rainstorm, but it's really not that bad. Um,
Yes.
Biggest problem I ever have with it is it's at altitude, so I sometimes have to catch my breath going from chickens to rams.
Yes. That big old long
But that's
time.
for us flatland people who live in the swamp.
Yes, sir.
Um, the other question people always ask, and I always tell them that new people, I always tell just shoot the equipment you have, get used to it until you want to do it. But people are always going to want to ask what rifle you're running, what scope you're running, what ammo you're running. Just let the people know. And I think you're wearing a sponsor T-shirt there, so you might as well let everybody know.
Yes, sir. Well, I'm on Team SK. That's Caps. I'm sponsored by Capstone Precision Group on their SK team. What I use for my equipment, my rifle is a CZ 457 with a Merrier silhouette style stock. I use a Leopold Very X3 scope that's a 25 power set. And for my ammunition, I use Lapua Midas.
So remember that he's shooting a CZ. He does well, very well. Um, so do you plan on going to Mexico as well? I'm assuming you are, but
My plan as of right now is yes, I'll go to Mexico if I do well here. But this match is really the deciding factor because if I'm not setting up as high as I want to, it'll be better for my family just to not have to have the cost of going up there and just me not um, being able to place well. But plans are right now, yes, I'm probably going to.
I think you're going to do just fine. Um, well, let's take a look, see if there's comments out here. We're not getting a lot of comments. I do have a couple of things over in my notebook that other people have asked during the week. I'm going to have to do my best to try to remember. One of them was, who's your spotter? Is it a family member? Because that's always one of those things is I'm trying to explain to people. Shooter, spotter are a team.
Yes, my spotter is my dad, and me and him. That's just like you said there. We are a team, so we have to work together while I'm shooting, and I'm also his spotter, so I have to work with him while he's shooting too. And just us being family, it there can be little tension problems, but usually we try to keep a calm uh, attitude, and no matter how either of us are doing, we're both rooting for each other and wanting for both of us to do the best we can.
Well, I can tell you one thing. Um, I don't think you should worry too much about tension because you guys work well together and silhouette is fun and it's gonna, for the rest of your life, it's gonna help you two guys out.
Yes.
and you're a straight arrow kind of kid, good kid, you'll do fine.
Yes.
I'm going to let you get back onto the range. I'm going to let you do your thing. I thank you very much for helping out on the live stream. This is the very beginning of what we're doing, hopefully, with what's happening at Raton this week. I've got some other people who are going to come in and help me out. Jake was the first one to volunteer. And we thank you very much. And good luck. Kick some butt.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And we're going to sign out. That was a great live stream. Thank you very much, Jake.